Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Yay. I had a short week, so I have been traveling this week for work. I was able to still go live on Tuesday, but I wanted to go live today to give you all some details on the masterclass that I'm going to be doing next week on the employee retention credit. You may know it as the ERC scam. um, Let me see how many people. I'm gonna wait a few minutes before I start giving details on it, and I'll post the link later today after this live. If you don't know who I am, I'm Melinda Tolbert with MJ Tax Relief Group. I am the only firm in Columbus that specializes in helping business owners resolve their payroll tax issues. I'm a payroll tax relief expert, and I've been seeing audits coming in for the ERC credit, and I kind of want to give business owners a heads up what to do and what not to do, and give you a beware of the ERC mills that are inflating the numbers on your ERC returns, on your employment returns, your 941s. The numbers are being inflated tremendously to get way more than you're entitled to for the refundable credit. Uh, I'll wait about 2 more minutes before I start. Good afternoon, Facebook. Good afternoon, LinkedIn. Good afternoon, YouTube. Okay, we got quite a few people on here. So yeah, like I was saying, so the employee, the ERC is the employee retention credit. It's a non-refundable credit for business owners. The reason for the credit was to incentivize business owners that kept their employees during COVID. But of course, I'm looking for my phone to turn the radio down. But of course, there are companies out there that are scamming business owners to get the ERC credit. They are inflating the numbers on the 941 return. And that's how businesses are getting millions of dollars right now um, for the ERC refundable credit. So next week, I'm going to do a master class for all business owners. If you're not a business owner and you don't have employees, then this master class may not be for you. I'm going to be talking directly to business owners that are still in business, had real employees, not independent contractors. A real employee is an employee that you have on your payroll and who you pay payroll taxes on. An independent contractor is who you issue your 1099s to. You don't control anything with them. You give them work, or they either retain you. Most of them are consulting firms, or they're just contractors that do work for you. So you're not qualified to get the ERC if you don't have an employee. And that's where it's going to hurt quite a few businesses that are real business owners, but they don't have real employees on payroll. So in order to qualify for the credit, you have to have employees on payroll, and you have to have had a decrease in your gross receipts in during COVID, during the 19 and the 20 tax year. An example is if you made $100,000 in 2019 and in 2020 you made $40,000, you'll probably that'll qualify you because your gross receipts were reduced less than 50% of what you made that prior year. There are other qualifications, and I'm going to talk about those next week. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of who qualifies and who doesn't. So that's one of the qualifications of the credit. If you're a business owner that had employees throughout COVID, then you can get up to $26,000 per employee. Um, it's an amazing refundable credit if it is used correctly. And there are certain conditions that you have to meet in order to qualify for the credit. You have to, when you're doing the compensation, you have to figure out if you received the PPP loan, then a portion of those funds, if they were used to pay your employee your 941 taxes or your payroll, not your 941 taxes, if a portion of the PPP loan was used for payroll, you can't double dip and get ERC for that period. So it's a lot of um how can I say, there's a lot of things that you need, requirements that you need to meet to qualify for the credit. So just being a business owner with employees, that doesn't make you qualified. Also, I am that class is going to be, I think I'm going to do it Wednesday. Let me look at my calendar. I'm going to do it Wednesday, November 1st at noon. I'll share the link this evening after I get it. But Wednesday, November 1st at noon, if you're a business owner with employees, join the master class to see if you qualify for up to $26,000 for an employee. Now, September 14th, the IRS, there is a huge surge of fraudulent ERC claims that are being processed, and checks are being mailed to those individuals, to the ERC mills and the scammers. Because of that, on September 14th, the IRS put a halt. They completely stopped all ERC claims from being processed, new claims. Now, if you submitted a claim prior to September 14th, your claim is still going to be processed. It's just going to take a long ass time. They're talking about 46 months, 4 to 6 months for ERC claim to be processed. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I do know if you submitted your ERC claim prior to September 14th, they're still going to process those claims. Now, the reason for the halt is each ERC claim is going to be scrutinized, like they're gonna be checking it. I'm telling you now. And last Friday, I don't remember the date, but last Friday, the IRS made an announcement about a new voluntary program that they're making available to businesses that submitted their ERC claim, but they know, or they think that it was the numbers were inflated, or if you know you didn't qualify for it, they are now allowing you to withdraw those claims. Now, if you have cashed the check, deposited the funds, you do not qualify to have your application withdrawn. But there are still other options for you, and I'll go over those options next week during the master class. But I do want you all to know that if you receive the ERC, even if you receive the check, if you receive the check and you haven't cashed the check, you can send it back, and you can notify. I'll go over all of that. I'll go over everything you need to do next week during the master class. There was something else that I wanted to cover. Audits. If you received an audit in the mail, an audit letter in the mail from the Internal Revenue Service, it's going to come in a letter, and it's going to include what's called the IDR. IDR is an information document request, and it's going to list everything, that all the supporting documents that you have to send to them to make sure that your ERC claim was not fraudulent or the numbers weren't inflated. We do assist, we are assisting business owners that are being audited. You do not have to wait until you receive your audit letter in the mail. if you know that the amount that you receive, if it's questionable for you, then something probably wasn't right. Join the live on the masterclass next week, and I'll be going over kind of what to be looking for, and how to determine if your ERC claim was fraudulent. But we are assisting businesses, even if you haven't received the auto letter in the mail. If you think that you're in jeopardy of an audit, let's go ahead and get us retained. We can do everything all over for you. We can do it right. And if it turns out that a portion of your funds you weren't entitled to a portion of those funds, we'll guide you on what to do, and how to get that return adjusted, so you won't be looking over your shoulders, wondering if the feds is going to come to your business or to your home because you got funds that you weren't entitled to. So let's see if I have any questions. Hey, Jerome, thank you so much. I appreciate that. How you been doing? How are you? Hello, hello. Does anybody have any questions about the ERC? If you have any questions, type it in the comments. If I can't answer it for you today, I'll definitely make sure I have the answer for you next week during the masterclass. While you are thinking of any questions that you may have, I do want to let you know that November 11th and November 12th, I'll be speaking in Atlanta at the World Congress Center. ERC has become a very hot topic because the IRS put a stop to it. So I think I'm going to talk about the ERC on Saturday. And on Sunday, I'm going to talk about how the IRS can find your hidden income and assets. I don't know why y'all think that you can hide money and assets from the IRS. I promise you, you cannot. They have access, they have the resources to access every all assets and all income that you have coming in. And a lot of companies that you're doing business with, those third party companies like PayPal, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all those companies, they report the income that you have coming in. So that's one way that the IRS knows how much income you have coming in. Any third party company that you do business with, they're supposed to issue you a 1099-K, and they also have to submit that to the Internal Revenue Service too. So stop playing around with those alphabet boys. You cannot outsmart them. Now you can retain somebody like me that have all the same resources, tools, and education that the Internal Revenue Service have, and we kind of use that against them because we already know what they can and they can't do. So I love helping business owners beat the IRS at their own game. I've been in your shoes before. That's actually how I got into tax resolution. I had my own tax issues with my business. I wasn't paying taxes. A lot of it was because when I first started my business, I just wasn't aware of certain things that I was supposed to do. Like if you have independent contractors working with you, which I had quite a few tax preparers working under me, I didn't know that I was supposed to issue them 1099s, and it's a lot that you're supposed to do as a business owner that I was not doing. I wasn't paying the appropriate taxes. I thought I was above the IRS, just how some of you all are thinking now. I thought the same thing, but they gave me a very rude awakening. They told me how much money was in my bank accounts. They told me everything about me, about money coming in. I wasn't aware that other companies that you do business with, that you get income from, they have to send that to the Internal Revenue Service too. So they kind of knew everything they needed to know about me. But thank God I learned everything I needed to know, because at the time there was not anybody local or in the surrounding area that offer these services, which is why now I offer the services, because I understand what it takes to beat the IRS at their own game. So I enjoy doing it. It's personal for me. I kind of look at my clients as my cousins and my aunties and my uncles. I'm gonna take care of y'all. That's one thing I'm gonna do, and that's one thing that I can guarantee you. All my clients will say is, I'm gonna look out for you. I'm gonna do what's in your best interest. I do not work for the Internal Revenue Service. I am just licensed by the government to federally represent you. So I work for you. When you retain me, I work for you. I don't work for the IRS. So just know that I'm gonna be fighting for you every step of the way, and you don't have to talk to them again. I know some of you all are so fearful to talk to the IRS. I'm not. It's not a lot that I'm afraid of. I was the person in the family that my grandma used to have to tell me, shut your damn mouth, because I always speak up for myself and other people. If I know something ain't right, something don't seem right, or I'm the person that's gonna speak up. So don't do no grimy stuff around me, because I'm gonna speak up, whether it's on me or not. I'm gonna speak up. That's just the type of person that I am. So I don't see any questions. I hope to see you all next week on the masterclass. Again, if you're business owners with employees, this masterclass is for you. If you don't have any employees and you did receive the ERC, or you submitted an ERC application, join the live and I'll be sharing what you need to do to clear your name, because criminal and civil charges are being brought against taxpayers that are abusing this ERC. Is on the taxpayer, because you signed the return saying that you agree to everything that's on the return, and it's also going to be on the person that submitted the return for you, because they were supposed to have supporting documentation for everything that's on the return, and a lot of it is not true. So happy Friday again. You all have an amazing weekend, and I will see you next Wednesday at noon online, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and I think Instagram. I'm not sure if we do the live on Instagram or not. But peace. Y'all have a good weekend. I'm Melinda Talbert. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next week. Bye.